I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 247 of the program, in which we will be discussing Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor.
The Carmichael Manor.
It's a long title, people.
It is.
My name's Amy. I'm your fearless leader, joined as always by my lovely and talented co-host, Jamie.
Hello.
Hello. Just took a fortifying gulp of coffee there.
And water.
Oh, water.
Getting all the beverages.
Get the bevies in.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back from Florida.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pleased to be back. It's not that bad out, though.
No, it's sunny and nice.
Sunny and not too bad. 50-something.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I may or may not have thrown up my ADHD medication today, so I'm a little sleepy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So bear with me. And Jamie's sleepy from travel, but we're going to bring you the best possible show we can. Fear not.
Yes.
We're talking about found footage again. It's been a little while.
It has been. Which is unfortunate.
Which brings us to the roundtable question for this week. Jamie, do you think that found footage is over?
Well, no, not fully. I feel like there have been some sprinklings of found footage movies that have been come out on some of the streaming services, yeah, and whatnot. I feel like it's sort of heyday is over, it's peaked, I think. But I feel, and maybe this is just me being hopeful and optimistic, I feel there's still enough lovers of found footage that it still has a place in the horror world. So while it might not be as prolific and there might not be as many of them, that it's still I don't know, still a genre that people are interested in. And so we're getting some new ones here and there. It's a long answer. I don't want to believe it's over.
I don't think that it is. I refuse to
believe it's over. Yeah, because I really like found footage. But I do know that there was definitely a time where it was the thing.
Yeah.
And
a lot of
it just seems like a lot more found footage movies coming out.
Yes, I think the heyday's over, like you said, but I feel like the future is going to be found footage. I mean, we're no less reliant on our devices and on social media than we were during the heyday of found footage.
Right.
And that's still the way that we get most of our news and our info is seeing video footage of things happening.
For sure. And in the past, or when it was kind of in its heyday, there's always sort of the question of why are we still filming?
Why are we still filming, right?
Who's still filming this? And I think now, and certainly as we go more into the time goes on, that becomes less and less of a question that you have to really consider, because you essentially are at this point always being filmed in one way or another. I think the tough part will be more the found thing, because even though we are being recorded all the time, so it's dash cams, street cams, surveillance videos for houses, Ring doorbell cams, that sort of thing. The question more would be who's editing it all together at the end, to sort of make the movie.
I don't think that needs to be a big point of contention, really. I mean, that's the whole idea of found footage. Somebody found this, put it together. That's why I don't care that there's musical stingers in this movie,
Yeah.
Because somebody put it together.
Before, there were a lot more found footage that was just it was less heavily edited, from different sources.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe I'm misremembering some. It was more just one
the
source
lost
of
tapes.
Filming. Yes, sort of deal.
Well, do you like that format better, or do you like the cobbled together from different sources?
I will take any of them.
Yeah, I kind of like it like this.
Yeah.
I really like the faux
I'm a
documentary
lover of
format.
found footage. Yeah, and I'm a lover of the mockumentary faux doc thing. I will always like it. I will always be a fan of found footage stuff.
Yeah, I find
it's a gimmick that just works for me.
I think it's still very relevant. And I think that it's still a really good way for low budget movies to be made. Mm-hmm. And for inexperienced, smaller scale filmmakers to get a leg in the door.
Yeah.
So I think they're great. And I don't mind the dash cam style or the unfriended style. I like when they do little things with it, little tricks. And I like when they have the whole, like, I don't know, the whole UI up there for you to see their workings. I think that started with The Den, maybe. That Canadian found footage movie.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the first that I've seen it in. I know I watched and reviewed a movie that was sent to us like years ago. And that one had that. And that was maybe the first time I remember seeing it and being like, oh, I like this, where you can see like text chat on there and stuff.
I think it's cool. And I'm seeing in movies that are critically acclaimed and, you know, art films and stuff like that, I'm seeing text conversations and stuff pop up in those, like in Past Lives, which I just recently watched. And that's an acclaimed movie. It's the way that we communicate now. So it makes sense that it's going to be included in movies. And I mean, sometimes it's a little more elegant than other times, but I think that found footage is an extension of the way that we consume media. And I don't think that it's going to go away. It's weird to me, honestly, that the big wave of found footage kind of died down at all.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just a matter of sort of oversaturation. Like it just was, there was just so much of it. It was just such the thing. For a while, I kind of feel like there's probably a very good chance it's going to have some sort of like resurgence at some point. Just given the fact that, like technology being the way it is, and now everyone's recording everything. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's everywhere. Yes. So I feel like there's definitely a good opportunity for it to have some sort of like resurgence, but I definitely don't think it's gone like fully away, and I don't think it's over. I think it's still a very like relatable, digestible way to like view a movie that kind of allows you to sort of get involved with it in a way that is unique.
And it gives you that fun little, is it real kind of, like the Poughkeepsie tapes or, you know, or the Den or whatever, where you know, I think it lends itself really well to horror because I don't know about you, but I used to go on Reddit all the time looking for like ghost videos and things like that. And these are the kind of, these movies are kind of the wish fulfillment of people who go and look for that stuff, who are trying to prove the supernatural. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if you actually got the footage and here it is?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that lends itself very well to horror because seekers of that stuff are always looking at these grainy videos and thinking, could it be real, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun part of found footage. Like, what was that other one that kind of took place on laptops? Was that Unfriended? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked that one.
That was all through Skype chat. Mm-hmm. And then they made the sequel of that, too. They were both good.
I don't know if I've seen the sequel, but I remember really liking... We did it on the podcast. Oh, okay. Well, great. I always forget all of them. But I remember really liking the first one because it had that scene that, like, really creeped me out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. So that's what we think about found footage, listeners. We are not tired of it. We do not think that it's no longer relevant. I think it's more relevant than ever. Period.
End of story.
What do you think about found footage? Likes, dislikes? Is it tired? Is it cliche? Is it impossible to find new things to do with it? I will hear arguments that disagree with mine. Jamie will not.
I won't stand for it.
We've also been getting a lot of good comments lately. King Cosma mentioned Penny Dreadful as a Gothic style show. And that was a really good suggestion. We were talking about Gothic style movies in our last episode. They also were rooting for Jombers Blonde in UK versus the World, which what? Not Marina Summers? Come on, not La Grande Dame?
Yeah, that's a hot take.
It's a hot take. But hey.
Hey, but that's support whoever.
I'm glad there's somebody that loves Jombers. Jombers needs love. And always thank you for your comments.
We love them.
Yes. And we got a very funny comment from a listener that has never, I don't think, communicated with us before. But they suggested this movie called Human Experiments from 1979 to us, which I looked and it is on Tubi, and I will definitely be watching it because it's got women in prison vibes and lesbian overtones. And the funny thing is, the listener said that they found it while searching for nude pictures of Jeffrey Lewis, which is very funny. Jeffrey Lewis is a character actor from the 70s and 80s who's Juliette Lewis's dad. And I think he must be in this movie. And and thus, we have now found out about Human Experiments, and I'm going to watch it perhaps tonight, based on your recommendation.
Comes across when looking for nude photos.
So thank you, Everett, for that comment. We love you. And I love exploitation, so I'm very excited about this movie.
And I'm really excited about nude pictures of Jeffrey Lewis. So.
He's a handsome guy. Beautiful eyes.
Well, then, yeah. Then I'm definitely going to look up some.
I did think about looking up pictures of him after I saw the comment, but then I said no. I just Googled the movie instead. Hopefully he shows up nude in this movie.
Well, that'd be a real treat.
Yeah. God willing. But I will let you know what I think about it. I also wanted to mention that I'll save that for later. We might as well get to the movie.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
That is the purpose of this podcast. I'm going to start pronouncing it like that. Podcast.
The podcast.
Podcast. All right, let's get to talking about Hell House, LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor. Stats, please.
Okay. This is not rated. So make one up if you like. The runtime is an hour.
No, I don't even think.
Time. The runtime, 1 hour, 38 minutes. No, I wouldn't say R. I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's not rated. That's why. Because you can't. It won't be rated. It was written and directed by Stephen Cognetti, who has done all of the Hell House movies, correct? Yes. Yep. It stars Bridget Rose Parada, Destiny Leilani Brown, and James Liddell. It had a limited theatrical release late last year. It premiered on Shudder October 30th of last year, 2023. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 87% fresh with critics, 82% fresh with audience.
Thank you. And that is higher than the others.
Yes.
Which I'm telling you just to piss you off.
And close together.
Yes, and close together. This is another faux documentary, as you may have guessed. This is the fourth in the Hell House LLC series, all made by the same guy, like Jamie said. This one is about a nearby place called the Carmichael Manor and this internet sleuth who goes with her partner and her brother to spend 5 nights in the Carmichael Manor, which is supposed to be haunted, nearby the Abaddon Hotel, or the remains of the Abaddon Hotel, and is also the site of a brutal multiple murder in the late 1980s, in which the mother and the daughter were murdered in their beds, and the husband and son disappeared without a trace, although there's only one set of footprints walking away from the home. So that's what it's about. What did we think of this film? Jamie, were you a fan? This was a listener suggestion, by the way, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I was a fan of this.
You liked it?
I kind of, not even kind of, I'm a fan of generally all of the Hell House movies. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like any series of movies, they range in how enjoyable they are. I would say, surprisingly, for a fourth installment, like this is probably my second favorite, just after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I
like this one better than the first
and really
one.
Fun.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think. Like I watched them fairly recently, and I don't really remember. It's either the second or the third. One of them was definitely a little more on the forgettable side. I really liked the first one. I thought that was really fun. But this one is a very close second. So yeah, I could easily see liking this more. I thought this was boss.
Sorry.
It's all right. I thought it was just really fun. Like, I liked the story. I liked the setup. I liked that it was in this big, spooky, abandoned manor that had, a mysterious and murderous backstory.
Yeah, it gives Amityville vibes.
Yeah, it had some very creepy parts, for sure.
Especially if you're scared of clowns.
Yep.
They use those clowns
a lot of clown usage.
Full effect, as usual, in these movies.
Yep. Yeah, I liked the characters. I thought they were all believable and did a really nice job of creating tension and making the scenes feel truly spooky. And there were some good scares that got me.
I thought there were at least two very effective scare scenes.
Yes.
And some other
I can think
vaguely...
of at least two times where I jumped a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked this. I'm trying to think, one of the parts where the girlfriend is sitting on her laptop. I think it's when she's talking to her boss or something.
Yeah, giving that presentation to her boss.
Yeah. That was a really good one.
That was one of the two scenes I really liked. It gave Unfriended vibes for sure. It was very cool.
And I think they did a really nice job of sort of making the house itself almost like a character. It was just a very cool setting.
Yeah, the house was cool. I really liked the house. And the way that they move around the house, I think, is very effective.
That's what I mean. It was always just sort of present. It was its own thing there. And I really liked it. They used the space really well. And
for a budget cool movie, I think it's a really awesome location. They really use it to full effect.
Yep.
Whereas the Abaddon Hotel kind of looked like a set,
Yeah.
This one, you can tell they upped it a little bit and it looks good.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I think this was really well done. I'm glad this was recommended because I had already seen it, so I was excited to watch it again. And I watched it on the plane home yesterday, and yeah, it's just really good. This, when you watch something with headphones, it reminds me that I should watch movies like that more often because it makes the scares much more effective.
Oh, for sure.
Because you just hear more and you get so absorbed in it. Yeah, there was just some really great creepy parts in this. I'm a fan. I liked the whole story. I'd rate this a 4, and I would definitely recommend it. Especially if you liked the first one, you're a fan of found footage, you think clowns are creepy. It's just a good, easy watch. It's a good, no-nonsense horror movie, I guess. It's got a cool backstory, a cool plot. And it's really well done, especially for a fourth one. I feel so often, they just sort of decrease in, quality.
This seems like maybe it's a labor of love for this guy. It doesn't seem like he's made much else outside of these, and he's continued to write and direct them and hasn't farmed them out.
Yeah, and I like that. You can tell that it works well. He's got a good thing going with them.
Yeah, and I liked how this one added to the lore, because obviously they can't do much else with the Abaddon Hotel. It's burned down and everything, so...
Right. Yeah, I liked the scene where they go to the thrift store.
Yeah, and find the secret thing in the clock. That was cool.
Yep, that was really neat. I like anything with a little hidden compartment.
I think this would be absolutely fine for teens to watch.
Yeah.
I think, we were talking about it before, and it's not rated, but I think it would easily be a PG-13.
Yeah.
There's only one really scene of active violence, and it's very brief.
Yeah, there's like a few scenes where it shows like a bunch of blood, but they're they're very quick. And it's, it's not a part of the movie. Like, it's just a quick scenes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't overdo it in blood and violence and that sort of thing.
No, this would be a very good teen watch for sure. Mm-hmm. I think that this one is my favorite of the Hell House movies, but it might also be because I watched it the most recently. I did watch all of them in a row in October, but I don't remember. I must have fallen asleep.
That's probably when I
watched
watched them all too.
Yeah. I love how this is, it takes advantage of the documentary format to make up for shortcomings that it has, like the writing isn't great. So in order to get around giving you an info dump at the beginning, you've got the documentary format. And that's what we're used to in the documentary format. The beginning of a 2020 episode, that's what we're going to get. So a huge info dump at the beginning of the movie is not a glaringly annoying thing in these,
right.
Which that's why I like faux documentaries so much, because it helps less sophisticated filmmakers to present a good story more easily.
Yeah.
Because we already are familiar with the shorthand of documentary format, Yeah,
and it's just kind of like a cheat, like a loophole around the whole info dump thing. It lets you essentially info dump, but in a way that's like, yeah, that makes sense. You're expecting that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I wouldn't. They're using it to their advantage, and it doesn't feel like a cheap thing. It doesn't feel like, oh, this was a lazy way to give us info. Like, no, it all works.
It does. And within the first 2 minutes.
I like them too.
Yeah. And within the first 2 minutes, we have the entire setup of the movie, which is great. And they don't really develop the story very much. It's just a little shell of a story.
Yeah.
And I still don't really understand how the clowns connect to anything. The guys were it was started by carnies, right?
Yeah. It's like, I think they talk about that a little bit. Like they were part of a carnival, or they were like enthusiasts.
I don't really understand that part. Like, you would think it'd just be cultists in robes and not the clowns moving around, but whatever. It's a cool set piece, and they use it to their advantage for some really good scares.
Yes. And it's a creepy looking clown.
And what would a series like this be without its own jingle? It even has its own jingle, people.
I mean, you just gotta.
It's not a great jingle, but it's there.
But it's there.
And she even sings the words to it in this one.
Oh, does she? Mm-hmm. I must not have noted that this time.
So the other thing about this kind of movie is, we know that the main characters have been killed right at the beginning of the movie. So there's not a lot of spoilers. So we'll probably talk a lot about what goes on in this. If you don't want those things to be ruined for you, then I would turn back now. I'm going to rate this a 3.5. I also think that it's a cool series. This was a cool installment of it. They're pretty fluffy, I think they're in the vein of Paranormal Activity, where it's a low budget. The scares are mainly the same, but they escalate. The characters are, I would say, medium on the list of like 1 to annoying.
Yeah.
They do some silly stuff that you don't expect a real person to do as far as staying there. After you get paranormal footage on your camera, just go home. Don't stay another day. You're not going to solve the murder.
Why are you sticking around?
You got ghosts. You have somebody peeking around a corner on your camcorder and nobody's in the house.
Yeah, that's
leave.
time to leave. You got it. Get out of there.
I would say they're at the level of the Paranormal Activity people as far as annoying. And I found the guy from the first Hell House LLC to be more annoying, which is maybe why I put this one above it.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, they're inoffensive. There's a couple of chuckles in this too. Nothing crazy, but I think it's got some funny laughs, both intentional and unintentional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a fun watch.
I really like the laptop scene. I think my favorite scene in this was when the brother is there by himself.
Oh, yes.
And he sees somebody peek around the corner of the hallway, around the doorway.
Yes.
I thought that was a genuinely scary scene.
I agree. I think that was what I would say is the scariest.
I also enjoyed the scene, I think it was before that, where they see clearly a shadow of someone walking back and forth in the room, with the obligatory room with a bunch of stuff covered by sheets.
Yes.
Where they see somebody walking, they see their shadow walking back and forth, and then they walk down there, and it's just the dummy. I thought that was very effective too. Mm-hmm. And I thought that the ball rolling down the hall, or the clown nose, was pretty effective, although they do it a couple of times, and it's got diminishing returns a little bit. But
yeah, that's the one I was going to mention. I liked that.
Anything else stick out for you?
I'm trying to think. Other than the laptop one, isn't there another one where the girlfriend is alone and something happens?
There's a scene where she's changing the sheets and she can't see the bed behind her, and there's somebody on it.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
There are a couple of shots of like people made up to look like ghosts that I don't think are very good. Mercifully, they're pretty quick. But that was one of them.
I think one of my biggest beefs or just like annoyances, and it's not even anything huge, it's just a nitpicky thing that I notice in the other ones as well, is just that like they know what they're filming for, and they know that there's like they're hoping to get something paranormal, or there's a chance of that happening. I don't understand why they don't review their own footage more often than they do.
I agree.
Like, if that's what your purpose partly is,
why are you not checking it?
Why are you not
every
checking
night
it all the time? Right. Like, you would have seen early on that you got plenty of stuff, and save yourself the trouble and like get out. But yeah, I feel like that always sticks out to me. I know that's a thing in at least two of the other ones. Like I said, there's one that like for some reason I'm just totally blanking on what the plot of it was, but that's really my biggest annoyance. Just because that seems so unrealistic. Like, if you're truly making a documentary and you're truly trying to put it together, like, I think it would be realistic to be reviewing your footage.
I think so.
All the time.
Yeah. And catching that stuff. But then if they did, again, they would have been like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It would have ended. There would have been no movie. So I understand the purpose within the context of the movie as a whole. Like, the movie would be non-existent and it'd be very short if that was the case. But it always sticks out to me because I'm just like, oh my God, it's so frustrating. Like, if you would review that at the end of the night, you would see these things. But that's neither here nor there.
I also liked the footage of the people that were murdered. I thought that stuff worked well. I liked how the scariest scene, the one where the girl's peeking around the corner, I liked that ended up being her. Oh, yeah. The sister who was then murdered. With that mask on, and it's recreated. You see the footage later. Yeah. I thought that was cool.
How do you see that happen and not want to just immediately leave?
I don't know. That would be terrifying.
That would be absolutely terrifying.
And I loved how long they held on her. it shouldn't have worked because of what a low budget movie it is and stuff, but it does. I really liked that scene a lot.
That scene was very creepy. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I really like when they go off, like, away from the manor and they go to the thrift store. And I liked that part. I thought that was, like, a fun way of introducing some some additional backstory and information.
And how it's connected because the son had gotten into a car accident with the one sister and she was killed. Mm-hmm. And then he goes to work at the Abaddon Hotel and must be in the cult. Because that's what's revealed afterwards is that he killed everybody. But we don't know what happened to his dad still, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think we got that. But then he ends up putting on the clown mask at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
So what else do we think here? Any other final thoughts about this one?
Well, I see that you wrote down or took a note that there was an after credit sequence. I obviously missed this.
I think the post-credit sequence is just talking about how the original fair that the clowns were part of is being reopened. So I guess that's going to be how the next movie is tied in.
Okay.
I think.
I like that.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I love a fair scene.
Sure. Anything with carnies.
Or a fair theme, yeah.
Anything with carnies is fine by me. I think that these movies are just fun pieces of fluff. They're really good at what they do. There's not any deeper meaning to be found in them or anything like that. But I think they're enjoyable, fun, like October watch movies, you know?
Agreed.
Not too much to think about, but they're crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
Just like Paranormal Activities. Yep. Although these have a much simpler premise than the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yes. And I've never been as, like, on the edge of my seat tense with any of these, and I definitely was in Paranormal Activity 3.
So you're saying you like those better than these?
I mean, I do just because I'm partial, I think, to those anyways, but I think, I mean, they're different. Paranormal Activity 3 was just, in my opinion, something, it was really, it just had that scene with the oscillating fan. I think anyone who loves those movies, like, appreciates how effective that scene was.
Yeah.
And, like, I just remember feeling almost physically ill with, like, anticipation every time it would slowly start panning back. And you're just like, oh my God. And then nothing was there. And it's like, yeah, it's like some serious edging.
And you love edging.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So that's what we think about the Hell House LLC. It's really hard to say.
The Hell LLC.
That is what we think about Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor.
The Carmichael Manor.
Let us know what you think. How annoying did you find the characters? How does this one stack up to the others in the series to you? Etc., etc.
Yeah, weirdly, I didn't find the characters very annoying in this one. The most annoying thing to me, I guess, it just really bothered me on a moral level, was her stealing the shit from the
I know
the thrift store.
I know.
I'm like, for the love of God, just put it in a book or something and then buy that. But, like, that just felt like you were just thieving from a thrift store.
You would have thought it was okay if she put it in a book and then bought the book?
Yeah.
Okay. It's still a little morally ambiguous, but you go
I
off.
could be ambiguous, but just stealing it. Or at least just being like, I'm making buy the whole clock. Or, like, explain that you're making a documentary and leave some collateral and say, can I use this or keep this?
I probably would have done that. I don't think I would have been able to steal it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either. But That I didn't like that part. But other than that, I didn't find them annoying. In the one Hell House movie, not the first one, whatever the other one I can think of is, where they're like reopening the hotel. Right?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah, and like a bunch of crazy stuff goes on, and they're making it into like a haunted house type thing. That one, I also remember there being quite a few annoying characters, but there was also a larger cast. This one is just really the three.
Yeah.
And luckily I didn't feel particularly annoyed by any of them.
Nah.
So that was nice.
Yeah, I felt like they were pretty inoffensive.
Yeah.
Compared to how sometimes actors in these kind of movies can be.
Yes.
Because they tell them to be natural and let them ad-lib, and it ends up not working out so great.
Correct. And not being very natural.
It just ends up being people yelling fuck a lot.
Yes.
So, I guess that wraps up what we think about that one.
Yeah. There you have it.
And now, on to our next movie. We were going to do Lisa Frankenstein. However, it is not in theaters anymore. It is now a $20 rental, and we didn't want to rent it for $20, so we're waiting. So we're probably going to do it later. For our next episode, though, we are doing a movie called Stopmotion. It is coming to streaming on March 15th, so in a couple of days. And it is made by a filmmaker who made a short called The Cat with Hands. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you will be very excited that we're reviewing this movie. I love stop motion animation. This looks really cool.
Same.
Friend of the podcast, Andrew Shearer, saw it, said I would love it. I'm very excited to see it. Stop motion comes out 3/15. Watch it. Meet us back in 2 weeks, and we shall discuss. It also stars Eileen Franciosi from The Nightingale.
I'm pretty pumped to see her in something again. I think she's awesome.
Agreed. And I'm very excited about this movie. I think it'll probably be a $5.99 rental. I seriously doubt it'll be $20.
I can't see any way that this would be a $20 rental.
So it should be okay for everybody to rent and to discuss with us.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think if you've seen it already. Don't spoil anything, though, please. And keep those cards and letters coming, guys. We love them.
Yeah. Especially the cards.
Yeah. I love a card. I love receiving things in the mail.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Oh, you want to hear some bullshit?
Always.
So you know how my PlayStation has not been working? I turn it on and the screen is blank, but it's on. I sent it back to Sony. They, quote unquote, repaired it. Sent it back to me. It's still doing it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you guys didn't repair shit.
So
Why
it's
don't you
like-
just send me a replacement or refund
Right.
my money?
So like, what do I do now? And there's nothing on the like, your repair has been done. We're sending it back to you saying like, if you still have problems. There's like nothing.
That's weird. They didn't send anything
Nope.
when it came back.
Nope. Just in a box. Nothing with it. Not saying we fixed XYZ. This was why you were having this problem. Nothing. Just
I
came
would
back.
contact them again.
Yeah, they make it really hard.
Yeah, of course they do. Because they don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm hopping mad.
Yeah. Where did you get it from?
I bought it at Target, but I sent it back to Sony for repairs.
Yeah.
I should have just returned it.
I mean, I would, if you have your receipt.
I sent my receipt back to
record of
Sony
your-
and it didn't come back with me.
Well, if you paid with a credit card at Target, and know the date at least, you should be able to at least find it on like your credit card statement.
You actually think they'd return it? I bought it in December.
I believe this shit's not working.
Yeah, it don't work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't
would
know.
say you bought it in December. It's been 3 months. Like the fact that it's not working and Sony's not helping you out, like you purchased it from Target. I would at least maybe try.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm pissed.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Fuck Sony.
Agreed. And I love Sony, so that pisses me off. Anyway.
Jerks.
I'm
They don't
reading
deserve your love.
They don't. I'm reading a good book right now. It's called The Last Days of Jack Sparks. It's sort of a found footage book about a guy who is trying to disprove the paranormal, and he finds this video and he's working on disproving it. But it's fun because he's a very unreliable narrator, and he comes off all cool and skeptical and stuff, but he's like, we'll get little snippets from other people, and he's definitely not.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm liking it so far. And the video in question in the book is pretty creepy.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I am reading A Fatal Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Ooh, what's that?
It's a nonfiction book about murder in ancient Rome.
That does sound like something you'd read.
Yeah. Executions, gladiatorial murders. That's a tricky word.
That is hard.
For some reason just now. Like patricide, familicide, matricide, killing emperors killing people, women poisoning people. It's delightful.
Women always be poisoning.
Oh, yeah.
So what's been your favorite thing so far?
It. I think talking about some of the elite, like aristocratic Romans and the more creative ways that they would come up with I abhor the idea of slavery, but it was absolutely a thing in ancient Rome, and there was no law against murdering your slave. They were considered your property, but it was not like, even though you could do it and it was your right to do it, Romans didn't necessarily like do it a lot because they would still look down on you if you did. Like, it was just seen as like poor form. But there was this one guy who wanted to punish his slave for breaking a dish or something, and so was known for throwing them into, he had like a big aquarium of lamprey eels.
Oh.
And that was his preferred way of offing somebody.
Ow.
Which, I mean, yeah, just like how horrible that would be. So it's like, I don't love it from a like, wow, that's great sort of way, but just like, man, they would.
Well, sounds fascinating.
Yeah. And no one liked him. Like, this guy was just, everyone thought he was a dick. So.
Well, I would hope so. At the very least.
It's very fascinating. It's interesting to talk about, or it's interesting to read about how what people, certain things that people think are just common and like accepted truths about Roman history aren't necessarily, and they're based, the most history or the most information you get from them is like from a series of like 12 tablets, and like the short writings or short descriptions on some tablets, and like that has to be put together to create like to explain an entire history of something. So it just gets changed over time and how it's depicted in movies and stuff, and that's what people start to adopt as like, that's how it happened. So it's just interesting, like gladiator fights and stuff. Like we see Gladiator and think like, oh, that's exactly how it was. And there's some truths to it too, but like there are very few writings that go into detail about like gladiator fights and like what took place in them and like how they actually happened and what they were used for and what the purpose of them was.
Interesting.
And I think it's interesting, like the idea of how they would usually be day-long things, and there would be like a certain kind of fight at the beginning of the day. And then middays, when like in the middle of all the fighting, they would do the executions. So if you were to think of it as like the Super Bowl, like it's this big event, that would be like the halftime show.
Okay. So
it's like that's where people would go, and they'd leave to go get their food and stuff, because generally the executions were just business as usual. That was just, an opportunity to just take care of that. They weren't the exciting. People wanted to watch the fighting because they were like the sports heroes of the time.
Right.
So I can nerd out on Roman stuff a lot. But it's a perfect, like the back description is like for lovers of true crime and Roman history.
Yeah.
Like, this is the book for you. And I'm like, it sure is.
That's
So yeah,
cool.
anyone who shares a passion for those two things, like myself, I highly recommend it. It's by author named Emma Southon.
And what's it called again?
A Fatal Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
It's got a good title, too.
Sure does.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, listeners. So now you know what's been going on with us. We're going to wrap things up, but we'd like to thank you for listening. And we hope that you will give us a review on your listening platform if you have not done so yet, as it helps us to be listened to by others.
Yes.
And Jamie, thank you for joining me, even though you are tired and jet-lagged.
That's all right. Oh, yeah. All sorts of jet lag. Being in the exact same time zone.
Just with the inconvenience of it all.
Yes. I love traveling.
You're crazy. You're a crazy
I love
bitch.
flying. I love airports.
Ugh.
I'm just different.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's all very fun to me.
That's like the unavoidable hassle of traveling. I don't like it, but more power to you, man. You might as well enjoy those things. You also like doing your taxes?
I don't mind it. They're real easy.
Yeah, you're weird.
I get it. Get it done real quick. I've already got them done. Got my money. That was done by beginning of February.
Shut up. God. All right, listeners. You and I can go off and hate Jamie.
I'm an overachiever. And arguably have very simple taxes.
That's fair. All right. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, I've been Amy.
And I'm Jamie.
Thank you and good night. And hail Ratma.
Goodbye.
Bye.